comprehensive spiritual warfare prayer against the spirit of craftiness and twisted perception. Sun Tzu Strategy 17. Without subtle ingenuity of mind, one cannot make certain of the truth of their reports. Introduction: Understanding the Spiritual Battle. This prayer addresses one of the most ancient and persistent tactics of the adversary, the spirit of craftiness, a serpent-like strategy designed to twist truth, destroy reputations, fracture unity, and corrupt discernment among the people of Yasharel. Unlike bold, obvious lies that can be easily identified and rejected, this spirit operates through subtle distortions that sound reasonable, clever half-truths mixed with deception, strategic omissions that change meaning, twisted perception that reshapes reality, sophisticated interpretation that corrupts simple truth. This is the same tactic used in the Garden of Eden, employed against Yahuah during his trial, and actively deployed against the righteous today through infiltrators, false witnesses, and corrupt handlers who reshape narratives to serve their agenda. Genesis 3:1 warns us, "Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field." 2 Corinthians 11:3 cautions, "But I fear, lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Messiah." This prayer is a declaration of war against that ancient serpent and all who operate in his spirit of craftiness. Part I, Opening Invocation and Acknowledgement. Establishing authority and position. Abba Yahuah, our rock and our righteous judge, we come before you in the mighty name of Yahuah HaMashiach, clothed in his righteousness, covered by his blood and empowered by his spirit. We acknowledge that you alone are the source of all truth, the revealer of all secrets, and the judge of all hearts. Psalm 18:2. Yahuah is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my Elohim, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower. Psalm 7:11. Elohim judgeth the righteous, and Elohim is angry with the wicked every day. We stand on the authority given to us as your children. Luke 10:19. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. James 4:7. Submit yourselves therefore to Elohim. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. We submit ourselves fully to you, Yahuah, and from that position of submission, we resist the adversary and all his subtle tactics. Identifying the enemy and his tactics, we lift up our voice against the ancient serpent, the father of lies and the deceiver of nations, the spirit of craftiness that operates through subtle distortions rather than bold lies, the accuser of the brethren who twists truth to bring false charges, the corrupter of minds who uses clever interpretation to lead astray, the sower of discord who creates division through misrepresentation. Revelation 12:9-10. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our Elohim, and the power of his Messiah. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our Elohim day and night. We recognize that this enemy operates not only through bold lies that can be easily identified, but through subtle distortions that sound reasonable and credible, clever half-truths that mix fact with fiction, twisted perception that reshapes how events are understood, strategic omissions that change meaning without technically lying, sophisticated interpretation that corrupts simple, clear truth. 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Today, we declare that we are not ignorant of these devices. We see them, we name them, and we declare war against them. Part II, Binding the Spirit of Subtlety and Twisted Counsel. declaring Yahuah's power over deceptive counsel. Yahuah bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. Psalm 33:10. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. Job 5:13. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Job 5:12. O righteous Elohim, you who see all things and know all hearts. Specific binding declarations. We bind the spirit of craftiness that operates through intelligence handlers who twist reports to serve their agenda, infiltrators who misrepresent the words and actions of the righteous, false witnesses who coordinate testimony to appear credible, accusers who use partial truths to create false impressions, leaders who act on deliberately distorted information. In the name of Yahshua HaMashiach, we declare: 1. Confusion upon the speech of deceivers. Father, we ask that you confuse the speech of every serpent who subtly crafts accusations against your people. Tangle the tongues of those who coordinate false testimony. Expose the inconsistencies in their carefully rehearsed stories. Cause them to contradict themselves when they attempt to speak against the righteous. Make their words fall to the ground without power or effect. Genesis 11:7. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. Just as you confused the language at Babel, confuse the coordinated lies of those who conspire against your people. 2. Destruction of false narratives. We declare that every false narrative built on distortion, misinterpretation, or manipulation is torn down at its foundation, exposed in the light of truth, rejected by those who would otherwise believe it, reversed in its effect and influence, remembered as a testimony to your faithfulness in defending the righteous. 2 Corinthians 10:4-5. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Elohim to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations, and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of Elohim, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Messiah. We pull down the stronghold of false perception. We cast down the imagination that has been constructed to make the righteous appear guilty. We bring every twisted thought into captivity to the obedience of Messiah. 3. Snaring the deceivers in their own traps. Father, your word promises that the wicked fall into their own snares. Psalm 7:15-16. He made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. Psalm 9:15-16. The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made. In the net which they hid is their own foot taken. Yahuah is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Proverbs 26:27. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. We declare that those who twist words will have their own words twisted against them. Those who create false narratives will be exposed by their own inconsistencies. Those who set traps for the righteous will fall into those very traps. Those who accuse falsely will themselves be accused and found guilty. Those who manipulate perception will have their own deeds brought into the light. 4. Exposure of hidden agendas and motivations. Luke 8:17. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. Luke 12:2-3. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear in closets shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. Father, we ask that you expose the hidden motivation of those who bring accusations. Reveal the coordination between false witnesses. Bring to light the private conversation where plots are hatched. Make known the financial, political, or personal interests driving false accusations. Uncover the handlers and puppet masters behind the scenes. Let nothing remain hidden. Let all be brought into the light. 5. Frustration of evil plans and schemes. Psalm 33, 10-11. Yahuah bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. The counsel of Yahuah standeth forever, the thoughts of his heart to all generations. Isaiah 8:10. Take counsel together, and it shall come to naught. Speak the word, and it shall not stand. For Elohim is with us. We declare that every scheme, plot, and conspiracy against the righteous comes to nothing and produces no fruit, fails at the critical moment, backfires on those who devised it, is frustrated by divine intervention, becomes a testimony to your power and faithfulness. 6. Judgment upon false accusers. Psalm 35, 4-8. Let them be confounded and put to shame that seek after my soul. Let them be turned back and brought to confusion that devise my hurt. Let them be as chaff before the wind, and let the angel of Yahuah chase them. Let their way be dark and slippery, and let the angel of Yahuah persecute them. For without cause have they hid for me their net in a pit, which without cause they have digged for my soul. Let destruction come upon him at unawares, and let his net that he hath hid catch himself. Into that very destruction let him fall. Psalm 140, 9-11. As for the head of those that compass me about, let the mischief of their own lips cover them. Let burning coals fall upon them. Let them be cast into the fire, into deep pits, that they rise not up again. Let not an evil speaker be established in the earth. Evil shall hunt the violent man to overthrow him. We ask for your righteous judgment upon those who bear false witness against the innocent, those who twist truth to destroy reputations, those who coordinate lies to appear as truth, those who use their positions of authority to oppress the righteous, those who profit from the destruction of your people. Let them experience the consequences of their wickedness. Let them be exposed, confounded, and brought to shame. Part III. Arieliasing discernment and clarity over Yasharul. Prayer for supernatural wisdom and discernment. For Yahuah giveth wisdom, out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. He layeth up sound wisdom for the righteous. He is a buckler to them that walk uprightly. Proverbs 2, 6-7. Let integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I wait on thee. Psalm 25:21. Father, we ask that you pour out upon your people 1. The spirit of wisdom and revelation. Ephesians 1, 17-18. That the Elohim of our Master Yahshua Messiah, the Father of glory, may give unto you the spirit of wisdom and revelation in the knowledge of him, the eyes of your understanding being enlightened, that ye may know what is the hope of his calling, and what the riches of the glory of his inheritance in the saints. Isaiah 11:2-3. And the spirit of Yahuah shall rest upon him, the spirit of wisdom and understanding, the spirit of counsel and might, the spirit of knowledge and of the fear of Yahuah, and shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of Yahuah. And he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after the hearing of his ears. We ask for wisdom to understand complex situations and see through deception, revelation to perceive what is hidden from natural sight, understanding to grasp the true meaning behind words and actions, counsel to know how to respond to subtle attacks, knowledge of your truth that cannot be corrupted by clever interpretation, quick understanding that recognizes deception immediately. 2. Supernatural discernment of spirits and motivations. 1 Corinthians 12:10, to another the working of miracles, to another prophecy, to another discerning of spirits, to another divers kinds of tongues, to another the interpretation of tongues. Hebrews 5:14, but strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. 1 John 4:1 Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of Elohim, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. Father, we ask that you fill us with supernatural discernment to recognize when something is being cleverly twisted. Sharpen our spiritual senses to detect deception, even when it sounds reasonable. Give us the ability to test spirits and identify false prophets and teachers. Alert us immediately when we are being manipulated or deceived. Help us distinguish between genuine concern and malicious intent. Enable us to see the fruit of people's actions, not just their words. 3. Protection from corrupted perception. 2 Corinthians 11:3 But I fear, lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your minds should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Messiah. Colossians 2:8 Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Messiah. We ask that you shield our minds from corruption by interpretation. Protect us from misplaced trust in appearance over substance. Guard us from being led astray by slick speech and sophisticated arguments. Keep us in the simplicity of truth rather than the complexity of deception. Preserve us from the traditions of men that contradict your word. Anchor us in your truth so we cannot be moved by clever manipulation. 4. Integrity as our covering. Psalm 25:21 Let integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I wait on thee. Psalm 26:1-3 Judge me, O Yahuah, for I have walked in mine integrity. I have trusted also in Yahuah, therefore I shall not slide. Examine me, O Yahuah, and prove me. Try my reins and my heart. For thy loving kindness is before mine eyes, and I have walked in thy truth. Proverbs 10:9 He that walketh uprightly walketh surely, but he that perverteth his ways shall be known. Proverbs 11:3 The integrity of the upright shall guide them, but the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them. Father, we declare that integrity will be our covering and our defense against false accusation. Uprightness will preserve us when others seek to twist our actions. Our consistency will make lies about us obviously false. Our transparency will leave no room for speculation or misinterpretation. Our character will speak louder than the accusations of our enemies. We ask that you establish our reputation on truth, not rumor. Make our integrity evident to all who observe us. Cause our uprightness to be a shield against subtle attacks. Let our consistency confound those who try to paint us as something we're not. 5. Clarity in communication and understanding. 1 Corinthians 14:33 For Elohim is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all assemblies of the saints. James 3:17 But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. We ask that you give us clarity in how we communicate so our words cannot be easily twisted. Help us speak with precision and wisdom. Enable us to recognize when we are being misunderstood and to clarify immediately. Grant us the ability to cut through confusion and speak simple truth. Protect our words from being taken out of context or misrepresented. 6. Raising up witnesses of truth. Deuteronomy 19:15 One witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity, or for any sin in any sin that he sinneth. At the mouth of 2 witnesses, or at the mouth of 3 witnesses, shall the matter be established. Proverbs 14:25 A true witness delivereth souls, but a deceitful witness speaketh lies. Father, we ask that you raise up witnesses who will speak the truth plainly and confirm righteousness in your people. Bring forward those who have observed our character and can testify to our integrity. Give boldness to those who know the truth to speak it without fear. Protect witnesses from intimidation or manipulation. Establish the testimony of the righteous, so it cannot be overturned by false accusation. 7. Community-wide discernment and accountability. Proverbs 11:14. Where no counsel is, the people fall, but in the multitude of counselors there is safety. Proverbs 15:22. Without counsel purposes are disappointed, but in the multitude of counselors they are established. We ask that you raise up discerning leaders in our communities who cannot be easily deceived. Create a culture of verification rather than gossip and rumor. Establish accountability structures that protect against false accusation. Unite us in commitment to truth over convenience. Give us courage to question reports and demand evidence. Part IV, Declarations of Strategy and Defense. Personal and corporate declarations. We declare over ourselves, our families, and our communities. 1. Control of our own narrative. We will not allow the enemy to define our motives. Psalm 139:23-24. Search me, O Elohim, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. We declare that only Yahuah knows our hearts and can judge our motivations. We will not accept false interpretations of our actions from those who do not know us. We will clarify our intentions directly rather than allowing others to speculate. We will speak for ourselves rather than allowing intermediaries to interpret us. 2. Rejection of assumptions and accusations. We will not be trapped by others' assumptions, accusations, or interpretations. Proverbs 18:17. He that is first in his own cause seemeth just, but his neighbor cometh and searcheth him. We declare that we will demand evidence, not accept assumptions. We will insist on direct confrontation according to Matthew 18, not second-hand accusations. We will question the source, motivation, and verification of all reports. We will not be pressured into accepting guilt for things we did not do or say. 3. Documentation and verification. We will document our dealings, walk with uprightness, and speak only what can be confirmed. Proverbs 22:20-21. Have not I written to thee excellent things in counsels and knowledge, that I might make thee know the certainty of the words of truth, that thou mightest answer the words of truth to them that send unto thee. We declare that we will keep written records of important conversations and decisions. We will document our actions to prevent misrepresentation. We will save communications that can verify our words and intentions. We will create contemporaneous records that cannot be disputed later. We will organize our documentation so truth can be quickly accessed when needed. 4. Training our households in truth. Our houses will be trained in verification, not gossip. Proverbs 18:13. He that answereth a matter before he heareth it, it is folly and shame unto him. 1 Thessalonians 5:21. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good. We declare that our families will be taught to question reports and verify before accepting. We will create a culture where gossip is rejected and direct communication is valued. We will model skepticism of second-hand information. We will teach our children to distinguish between fact and interpretation. We will establish protocols for how information is shared and verified in our households. 5. Leadership accountability. Our leadership will ask, who said it, where's the proof, what's the fruit? Matthew 7:16-20. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Even so every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them. We declare that our leaders will demand evidence before acting on accusations. They will apply biblical standards of testimony and verification. They will examine the fruit of accusers as well as the accused. They will resist pressure to act hastily without proper investigation. They will protect the innocent from false accusation. 6. The rule of the Spirit of Truth. Let the Ruach of Truth rule in our hearts, homes, and fellowships. John 16:13. Howbeit when he, the Spirit of Truth, is come, he will guide you into all truth. For he shall not speak of himself, but whatsoever he shall hear, that shall he speak, and he will show you things to come. John 14:17. Even the Spirit of Truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him. But ye know him, for he dwelleth with you and shall be in you. We declare that the Spirit of Truth will be our guide in all matters. We will trust his leading over human interpretation. We will seek his confirmation before accepting reports. We will allow him to expose deception and reveal truth. We will follow his peace as our indicator of truth. Part V. Closing declarations and sealing. Final authoritative declarations. In the mighty name of Yahuah HaMashiach, we declare: 1. Cancellation of subtle plans. We cancel every subtle plan to falsely label, entrap, or discredit the righteous. Isaiah 54:17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahuah, and their righteousness is of me, saith Yahuah. We declare that every plan to falsely label us is canceled and made void. Every trap set to entrap us is sprung without catching us. Every scheme to discredit us backfires on those who devised it. Every tongue that rises against us in judgment is condemned. Every false accusation falls to the ground without effect. 2. Release of spiritual clarity. We release spiritual clarity and community accountability across Yasharel. Ephesians 1:18. The eyes of your understanding being enlightened, that ye may know what is the hope of his calling, and what the riches of the glory of his inheritance in the saints. We declare that spiritual clarity is released over every assembly of Yasharel. The eyes of understanding are open to see through deception. Community accountability structures are strengthened and purified. Truth-tellers are emboldened and protected. Deceivers are exposed and removed from positions of influence. 3. Casting down the spirit of craftiness. We command the spirit of craftiness to be cast down, its webs burned, and its whispering silenced. Luke 10:19. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. James 4:7. Submit yourselves therefore to Elohim. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. We command in the name of Yahshua. Spirit of craftiness, be cast down from your place of influence. Webs of deception, be burned by the fire of truth. Whisperings of the serpent, be silenced and have no effect. Networks of informants and infiltrators, be exposed and dismantled. Handlers and puppet masters, be revealed and brought to justice. 4. Walking in light and truth. We walk in the light, we speak in truth, we war with discernment. 1 John 1:7. But if we walk in the light as he is in the light, we have fellowship one with another, and the blood of Yahshua Messiah his Son cleanseth us from all sin. Ephesians 5:8-11. For ye were sometimes darkness, but now are ye light in Yahuah. Walk as children of light. For the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth, proving what is acceptable unto Yahuah. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. We declare that We walk in the light, hiding nothing, transparent in our dealings. We speak truth, even when it costs us, refusing to participate in deception. We war with discernment, recognizing the enemy's tactics and countering them with wisdom. We expose the unfruitful works of darkness rather than tolerating them. We prove what is acceptable to Yahuah through our consistent character. 5. Final declaration of victory. No subtle deception shall stand against the elect of Yahuah. Romans 8:33-34. Who shall lay anything to the charge of Elohim's elect? It is Elohim that justifieth. Who is he that condemneth? It is Messiah that died, yea rather, that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of Elohim, who also maketh intercession for us. Romans 8:37-39. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of Elohim, which is in Messiah Yahshua our Master. We declare that we are the elect of Yahuah, and no accusation can stand against us. Messiah Yahshua is our justifier and defender. We are more than conquerors through him who loved us. No subtle deception, no matter how sophisticated, can separate us from his love. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. Every tongue that rises against us in judgment shall be condemned. Part VI, Sealing Prayer and Protection. Covering and Sealing. Father Yahuah, we ask that you seal this prayer with your power and authority. Psalm 91:1-4. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of Yahuah, he is my refuge and my fortress, my Elohim. In him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. We ask that you cover us with your feathers and hide us under your wings. Make your truth our shield and buckler against all deception. Deliver us from the snare of the fowler, the subtle trap set by the enemy. Protect us from the noisome pestilence of false accusation and twisted perception. Establish us in your secret place where the enemy cannot reach us. Blood of Yahshua as our protection. We plead the blood of Yahuah HaMashiach over our minds, that they may not be corrupted by subtle deception. Our reputations, that they may be established on truth, not rumor. Our families, that they may be protected from infiltration and manipulation. Our fellowships, that they may be purified from informants and false brethren. Our testimonies, that they may remain clear and untwisted. Revelation 12:11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. We overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of our testimony. We will not be silenced by fear or intimidation. We will speak truth boldly, knowing that we are covered by his blood. Angelic assignment. Psalm 91:11-12. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Hebrews 1:14. Are they not all ministering spirits, sent forth to minister for them who shall be heirs of salvation? Father, we ask that you assign angels to guard us from subtle attacks and deception. Send ministering spirits to protect our minds from corruption. Station angelic watcher to expose infiltrators and false witnesses. Deploy warrior angels to fight on our behalf in the spiritual realm. Command your heavenly host to frustrate the plans of the enemy. Sealing in the name of Yahshua. We seal this prayer in the mighty name of Yahuah HaMashiach, the name above every name, the name at which every knee shall bow, the name that has all authority in heaven and earth, the name that demons tremble at, the name that breaks every chain and exposes every lie. Philippians 2, 9-11. Wherefore Elohim also hath highly exalted him, and given him a name which is above every name, that at the name of Yahuah every knee should bow, of things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth, and that every tongue should confess that Yahuah Messiah is Master, to the glory of Elohim the Father. Closing affirmation. Our position and commitment. We stand firm in these declarations. We will not be moved by subtle accusations or clever manipulation. We will not accept false interpretations of our words or actions. We will demand biblical standards of evidence and testimony. We will document our dealings and maintain integrity. We will train our households in discernment and verification. We will expose deception rather than tolerating it. We will trust in Yahuah's vindication rather than defending ourselves through worldly means. We will walk in the light, speak truth, and war with wisdom. Final declaration. In the name of Yahuah HaMashiach, we cancel every subtle plan to falsely label, entrap, or discredit the righteous. We release spiritual clarity and community accountability across Yasharal. We command the spirit of craftiness to be cast down, its webs burned, and its whispering silenced. We walk in the light, we speak in truth, we war with discernment. No subtle deception shall stand against the elect of Yahuah. Closing benediction. Numbers 6, 24-26. Yahuah bless thee and keep thee. Yahuah make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahuah lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. May Yahuah bless you and keep you from all subtle deception. May his face shine upon you and expose every hidden plot. May he lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace in the midst of spiritual warfare. Amen and Amen.